Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this training to learn about food simplicity and just learning how to make your diet not so complicated, not so intimidating, because there's a lot of directions that they're trying to pull you when it comes to nutrition. I'm here to make it pretty simple and easy to follow. So without further ado, let's hop right in. My name is Paul. I'm with Secola Training Systems, if you didn't already know, and I'm here to tell you about food simplicity training. Who this training is for are people who don't want to struggle with their nutrition anymore. And it's also for people who want a permanent solution. If you're looking to just be done with struggling with making food so challenging and you want to stick with something you can keep, then today is for you. Who this is not for is for people who want a quick fix or people who want a $10 million result for just a $10 value. That's just not how it works. If you're expecting to take these tips and then do them perfectly tomorrow and have your health be in perfect condition tomorrow and lose all your body fat in one day, it's not going to happen. It'll take time to master these techniques and to learn it and to make it work for you in the way that works for you. You can implement them right away, but it'll take a little time to master them. And then that goes with anything in life. If you want to master something, it'll take some time. But fortunately, you're here and you want to master your nutrition, or else you wouldn't be here. And these tips should make it a lot easier for you. So a bit about me and my fitness journey. When I was in grad school doing my thesis, I was there for about 2 years. Things are pretty rough. I was doing late nights, fast food meals, or just fast meals. A lot of coffee, not a lot of sleep, and any time I had for workouts was minimal, or at least so I thought, right? I would do the minimum workouts I had to do just to make sure I didn't feel guilty. And I was so worried, about my thesis and getting the job done that I just totally forgot about taking care of myself. If you neglect self-care, as I'm sure you've heard about, so we've been a much more popular topic within the past 5 years or so. If you neglect self-care, then you really can't be the best version of yourself. And that's what we're really all trying to be, the best version of yourself so that you can take care of whoever you want to. I kept losing those 5 to 10 pounds and gaining it back, losing them and gaining it back in this revolving door of just frustration. And it was even more frustrating because I was in fitness and I thought I was doing all the right things. So all this was a continued issue until I discovered food simplicity, which is what we're going to go into today. So, but before we dive in, just a couple more things. I was eating, but before I was into food simplicity and got the answers I was looking for and needed, I thought I was eating healthy. I was trying different fad diets to get a quick result, whatever I could. And because I was trying to eat healthy, I didn't eat enough, and I would end up binging at night, which was no good. If you binge at night, you end up eating more calories than you were planning to anyway. So after we discovered the tips that I'll talk about in a minute, my clients and I have been able to get consistent results month after month without having to tiptoe around your diet, without having to go to bed hungry and wanting more food, and just because you're just worried about having too much. So you can eat comfortably, you can enjoy food and still get results. Oh, and also make sure to stick around till the end so you can get my bonus strategy, bye-bye binging. Should be fun. Okay. Step 1 is log your food. Sounds kind of simple, too good to be true. I know, like, really? That's a tip you're giving me? Yes, it is a tip I'm giving you because that's how important it is. The mistake we all make, or a lot of us make, is just to try and eat healthy. Oh, I'll just eat healthy. I'll just make better decisions and lose weight. When you wing it, it doesn't tend to work out so well. What happens next is you think you're doing a good job, but then you realize, oh, I'm not getting the results I hoped for. Or you do get results, and then when you fall off track, they go twice as fast as you got the results. Both very disappointing. The solution is logging your food. And I mean everything you eat and drink. When it comes to water, when it comes to food, when it comes to alcohol, everything you eat and drink and consume goes in that food log. Research shows that this improves diet. People that log their food are healthier people. That's what the research has shown for decades. So I don't like to argue with the research. And the way to do this is you could do old school, use a pen and paper, or you could do MyFitnessPal. I prefer using MyFitnessPal, maybe because I'm closer to them, to the millennial generation, but it also makes it easier for me because it once you scan a food in or type in the food, it automatically tells you how many calories it is, what the macros, what the micronutrients. It just does the math for you. Again, pen and paper still works, nothing wrong with that. But if you want things to go a little quicker, MyFitnessPal will help you do that. And by logging their food, my client Tim was able to drop 3% body fat in just 5 weeks. That's huge. And with the proper workouts, he was able to improve his posture. Improving his posture, drop 3% in body fat, makes a big difference. And that was just a start, weeks 1 through 5. Exciting stuff. Step 2 is that carbs are your friend. I know that sounds too good to be true with all the keto and the low carb. Carbs are good for you, okay? The mistake a lot of us make is we avoid carbs because we think they're bad for us. And what happens next is you get low energy, low productivity. Your weight loss that you have is mainly water weight and is likely going to come right back on once you stop keto. And if you don't have enough food, aka carbs, you're going to binge at night and make things a lot worse for yourself by just overeating. Excuse me. So just to explain kind of what happens when you cut out carbs. This is a very important scientific concept, not that complicated, but it makes a lot of sense. So 1 gram of carbohydrate is attached to 4 grams of water. So when you do something like keto or low carb, you lose a lot of weight at first. You lose 5, 10, 15, 20 pounds in your first month. That's incredible, right? But the problem is what happens when you put the carbs back in your diet? Remember, 1 gram of carb attaches itself to 4 grams of water. So when you put those carbs back in your diet, back in goes the weight, and you end up gaining it all back and then some. Not saying that's guaranteed to happen, but it happens a lot. And even if you end up with a net loss than you were before, why go through all the trouble of cycling off carbs, then keeping that, then cycling carbs back on? It's so much work. It's not necessary. And it just isn't a sustainable way. So the solution is a sustainable nutritional habit to have a diet that you can keep and you can do for life. Because if your diet is temporary, your results are temporary. I'm going to say that again. If your diet is temporary, your results are temporary. I don't know about you, but if I'm working my butt off to get results for months and months, I want to keep those results. And doing on some kind of diet is not the way to do that. So having healthy carbs gives you natural energy, good sugars, okay? I'm talking about the right carbs, not the loaded potato or the sweet potato, not the white bread, the whole wheat bread, not the white rice, but the brown rice or quinoa or couscous, etc. So have good carbs. It's fairly common sense to have the right carbs. If you're having trouble with that, let me know, shoot me a DM, and I'll be happy to chat and give you some ideas for good carbs. A really important factor of why we need carbs is muscle glycogen. If you want to have a quality workout and give it your all and do the best you can in your performance workouts and whatever workout you're doing, and just do a better job, muscle glycogen is that fuel. So if you take out carbs, you're going to get a lot less of muscle glycogen to fuel your muscles to perform at their best, which means you'll have a lesser quality workout. And when I work out, I want to get the best benefit I can and burn the most calories and get the best muscle development. And if I don't have carbs and I don't have the right muscle fuel, then it's going to be hard to make that happen. When you eat carbs, the thing about this whole thing is you can enjoy carbs. You don't have to avoid them. Carbs are tasty. Obviously, the right carbs. Cheat every once in a while, but not all the time. But moral of the story, carbs are your friend. And when you have the right carbs, you can get results like Josh. Now, granted, Josh was already in pretty good shape to begin with. He wasn't, hugely overweight. He was actually looked pretty good. He wanted to gain some muscle and shed some fat. I'd say he did that pretty well. Having the right carbs gives you right muscle glycogen to fuel your muscles and also gives you natural energy. That's important. And if you have the right carbs, the calories aren't going to be up the wazoo and you're not going to gain any fat. So I know I spent a lot on that one, but I really wanted you to get the concept of that cutting out carbs is a really risky thing to do if you want to have permanent weight loss. So step 3 is having veggies twice a day minimum. Sounds too simple to be helpful, but trust me, the mistake people make is only having veggies at dinner. Maybe 1 cup max, maybe 2 cups if the veggies happen to have extra butter sauce that day. Veggies are so crucial to your health, your vitamins and nutrients, your body functioning correctly, and especially weight loss. So if you don't have enough veggies, you have low natural energy from not having enough greens, you consume more calories than you should, and you end up having poor digestion due to not enough fiber. Fiber does 2 things. It fills you up and it helps your digestion. If having a lot of veggies, which are very low calorie foods, fills you up, you're not going to be as hungry for a lot of that high calorie stuff. So having enough veggies is crucial to making sure that you get the weight loss goals you want. Having veggies 2 to 3 times a day, not just with dinner, gives you good amounts of natural energy. If you have, veggies during breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you're going to have a lot more energy, more than you thought you would. It's crazy. Having a low calorie food like veggies actually gives you energy. It's nuts, but that's science. So what you're doing is you're consuming good calories that keep you full so you can get that fat loss. And lastly, better digestion due to good fiber. Having a high fiber diet is good for gut health. I don't know about you, but when my gut is feeling healthy and not bloated, it is a happy day. So using this technique of having veggies twice a day, Elisa was able to go down 4 pant sizes and 20 pounds in just 4 months. That's amazing. With just some simple changes to her diet, logging her food, having the right carbs, having veggies twice a day, this is huge. So those are some of the results you can get if you implement the following tips. But just to recap, log your food, have the right carbs, and have veggies 2 to 3 times a day. They will do wonders for your diet. Not complicated either. Pretty simple, right? So if you want to stop spinning your wheels, if you want to have a positive relationship with food and not dread it or think of it as a punishment, and if you want to get results month after month with a proven system, the way I see it, you have 2 options. You could take this info, do it on your own, which has been a struggle so far. That's why you're here listening to me explain these diet tips. Or 2, you could do the smart thing and book a 15-minute game planning call with me where we can dive into your current eating habits, get you on the right path to success, and see where we can help you. So click the link below to book a 15-minute game planning call, and I'd love to chat. Looking forward to it. These are a few of my testimonials for clients with Tim, Elisa, Josh, Pavan, who've gotten amazing results following just those tips with the proper workouts. Really exciting stuff. They've worked so hard. Really proud of them. So really excited for them. Lastly, I do want to keep my word and give you the bonus strategy, bye-bye binging. So, tip 1 for the strategy of bye-bye binging is when you're hungry, eat. Sounds like almost useless advice, but when you're trying to lose weight and you're hungry, often you won't lose weight, because then your body will go into starvation mode and it'll hold on to the fat and eat your muscles. The opposite of what we want. We want to gain muscle and shed off fat. And so if you eat when you're hungry, then you won't feel a need to binge at night. Step 2 is have protein and produce in every meal. We already touched on the veggies and the fruits, which is the produce portion, but having a healthy dose of protein, whether it be meat, whether it be fish, whether it be something like beans, or whether it be a non-meat protein from a plant source, from a dairy source. There's tons of different healthy protein options. But if you have protein, which fills you up, produce, which fills you up, and a third of that plate is carbs, you're going to be pretty full after 1 serving of dinner. If you want more after that 1 serving of food, have another serving with a right portion of everything. If you have your protein, your produce, and your carb, and you just go up for seconds and just get half a plate of carbs, that's not good. That's not following the rules of keeping proper portions. So protein, produce, and healthy carb in every meal. Lastly, when you do have a craving, use that as a gauge to help you. So if you find that night after night you're just craving for all this food, it's likely you haven't eaten enough throughout the day. So if you're craving a lot of food at night, the next day, have more food during the day. Don't be shy. I mean, I'm not saying, eat until you're blue in the face, but eating when you're hungry is very important. And knowing the difference between a hunger and a craving is important. If you, at the end of the day, you want a lot of food and you just, man, I'm really craving something, that means you probably need more food. But if after dinner, you're like, I'm pretty full, but I could really go for some ice cream, that's a craving. So having the right foods and being fuller longer with good nutrition, with, again, lean proteins, good healthy carbs, and veggies and fruits, then you really won't have a need to binge as much. So that's pretty much it. Those 3 tips. Make sure to log your food. Make sure to have veggies twice a day and have healthy carbs. And also follow the barbell binging. Eat when you're hungry, have protein and produce in every meal, and use that to your cravings as a gauge to help you make the right decisions. Again, if you're struggling with your food, if you need help in your workouts, if you really want these tips to stick and make lasting results, book a 15-minute game plan call with me by clicking the link below, and we'll be happy to help you. So thanks for watching. Hope this helped. Talk to you soon.